Good evening or good morning, good afternoon, whatever it may be when you watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Now, we were supposed to have a special guest, Taki Theodoracopulos, who has a fascinating biography. He wrote it in his 8th book, which was released last July, which is, the title of it is The Last Alpha Male, The Amorous Pursuits in High Life of a Poor Little Greek Boy. Now, even though he calls himself a poor little Greek boy, he was the son and heir to a shipping magnate, okay? And from what I know of him, I don't want to spoil anything, so I'll let him explain it when he comes on the show. But he was supposed to be on today. However, they're having technical problems over in Switzerland, so he's going to contact us when he comes to New York in about 3 weeks, and we'll do the interview then.
Let me give you my view of what I know about Taki so far. There was a commercial that was very popular about a year or so ago. And it was about this, I believe, tequila. And one of the characters in the tequila commercial was defined as the world's most interesting man. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I love those commercials.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I think Taki is that guy. So
in real life.
Yes, in real life, of course. Yeah. What the fuck do you think? Anyway.
In other words, the character in the commercials was based on him.
Well, I don't know if it's based on him, but he is a truly, possibly the world's most interesting man. If he did nothing else, the women he dated alone is enough to make him the world's most interesting man. But that's enough of Taki. Let's talk about me.
Oh, no. All right. I'm going to end this podcast now.
Go ahead. Okay. First of all, I wanted to tell Roy this before we started, but trigger finger was too fast. I had another.
Yes, I waited 5 minutes after you said let's record a podcast anyway.
I had a problem in my basement again. I had water in my basement.
Okay. Again. So Lord Haas had to deal with it again.
Yes. The thing is that what a lot of people don't know is that there's these dryers, clothes dryers, that actually use condensation. In other words, they don't use a normal exhaust. They actually use a condensation method that actually captures the humidity in the dryer and then turns it into water and therefore takes it away from the clothes. Well, it has a reservoir, and guess what? If you don't empty the reservoir, it spills over. So I was very unhappy about the fact that I had left the thing in, the reservoir in, and not drained it. And at the same time, happy because I realized it wasn't a real problem. It was something that I caused.
You left it in. Okay. There's another reason for pulling out in time, folks.
Yes. Which is something that Roy has never done. But anyway, so basically there's Pam Bondi's in the news and over the Epstein files yet again, because the Democrats have nothing to really talk about. So they keep talking about the Epstein files, even though it's like millions of pages long. And I have a funny feeling that Pam Bondi was like somebody put some files on her desk and said, these are the Epstein files. And then she found out there's over 1 million pages somewhere down in the basement.
3 million.
And you're like, what am I going to do with this? So, but
Branco, A.F. Branco did a cartoon today showing how the Democrats are screwed by their insistence on releasing the Epstein files. Shows them throwing a boomerang marked Epstein files. Then the next panel is the ass, the donkey is laying on the ground, the donkey in a suit, laying on the ground after the boomerang hit him in the head. Okay. Now it seems like with 3 million pages, there's nothing they can pin on Donald Trump. Okay. Which we knew, because if they had anything, they would have released it during those 4 years they persecuted him under the Biden regime. Okay. And
that's a terrible thing to say about the Biden regime. And
it's not. It's an accurate thing to say.
It's a terrible thing to say about him, but it is true.
No, the Biden regime itself was terrible. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. It was true, but it's still a terrible thing to say.
It's a terrible thing for leftists to have to accept. However,
Oh,
it
they were not
looks
going to
like
accept it. Come on.
it looks as though a lot of people in government are going to wind up screwing themselves because of this.
And
I don't know. I don't have any particulars yet. I haven't seen anything, so I don't know exactly
which is appropriate because being exposed by the Epstein files means that you should, at the very least, be screwed. And if you're going to be screwed by anybody, you're getting screwed certainly by yourself.
Yes, but I've already heard over the past couple of days that, oh, just because somebody's name is mentioned doesn't mean they're automatically guilty and so forth. That now they're starting to backtrack. Oh, all of a sudden, if your name was in it, they said Donald Trump is mentioned for, like one jackass lied and said he's mentioned 74,000 times. That's a fucking lie. And every time he's mentioned, it was because he went to the FBI and told them, gave them the heads up about Epstein. Okay. So he's the only one in public eye right now that we know of that tried to do something to stop Epstein and his proclivity toward for pedophilia.
You stop it right now because you keep generating negative information. I have something positive to offer to our listeners.
It's not negative, but go ahead.
It's bad news as far as I'm concerned, but go ahead. It's not bad news that the bad people get caught. It's bad news that it happened. But anyway, I just found out today that there's a new report out for this past month, and the increase in salary, personal wealth, when it comes to employees, is actually higher than the inflation rate for the first time in a long, long time. And remember last, that the murder rate had dropped very, very low down to the point where it was since 1900.
Yes,
it's still that number. So it didn't just bounce back.
right.
And all kinds of crime has gotten less. As a matter of fact, yeah. And also we have a brand new trans shooter, in Canada. 10 people
Which, by the way, is the most anti-gun regime in the Western Hemisphere.
Well, all I can say is this is the first time a pronoun has been used properly by these people. When I can say they be crazy, but yeah. So we had another trans shooter, Kevin Sorbo, posted on X. He goes, "When are we going to stop affirming the mental illness of these people instead of healing them?" Because sexual dysphoria, gender dysphoria, is a mental illness.
Yeah,
it's certainly something that should be managed, not by basically assaulting the body, but by healing the mind.
It's tough to do when the mind is being constantly under attack by the left-wing media, which is driving home propaganda rather than facts.
And ideology is designed in order to elevate that mental illness.
Yes.
So now it's
terrible. It used to be, years ago when you and I were growing up, the best thing to do was go to college. Nowadays, it seems like the worst thing to do is go to college, unless you're going to become, a specialist like a doctor, a lawyer, engineer. That's just whatever. Those things where you need to have the college education to get to where you want to go. However, it seems that more trade schools are going to be more profitable and give us a return to a burgeoning middle class. Okay, which we partially lost under the lockdowns that the Biden regime forced upon us.
Well, the good thing about many of the trade schools is not only do they teach you a trade, but often they have a department that helps you find a job after you graduate.
Many of them, yes.
I went to DeVry. I got my certificate in digital technologies, and they said for the rest of your life, if you need a job in this industry, you come back here and we will help you. We'll show you what's available.
I have to say that even though I didn't go to trade school, I developed my own digital technology, in playing the female organ myself, over the years.
Yes.
And it was trial and error, and reading a couple of books when I was a teenager.
And let's not forget the bonophone.
What's that?
The bonophone.
What the hell is that?
Boner phone?
Well, boner phone. Boner phone. Okay.
Yeah, I pronounce it differently, so this way even those that are inept can understand it.
All right, JD Vance. Oh, did you see the American Olympic team putting down the United States? Why are you representing the country if you're going to put it down? If you're going to represent the country, you don't say anything negative about it at the Olympics. That's not the forum to do it.
Didn't the women's soccer team, do that a little while ago, like a year or two ago?
Oh yeah, they did that, and then they karma struck when they lost the World Cup, and especially because it was their spokesperson. What was her name? Oh, the real tough dyke that was on that team. I can't remember her name now.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway, they lost because she missed an important goal, a penalty shot. Okay.
I wonder how many countries will allow a trans athlete in the Olympics to go against their women.
Well, I think Algeria did, but then again, Algeria would have killed them because they're Muslim. So maybe the guy is maybe the girl is simply an unfortunate recipient of very bad looks. A very bad body. I don't know. Yeah, the boxer from the Olympics 2 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, anyway, I was thinking it's a guy as posing as a girl, but a lot of people don't believe it. I don't know.
Well, my big problem is that sometimes I go to these gaming sessions with young people, and there are some males that are rather effeminate, and I don't know whether or not they're trans effeminate or just naturally effeminate.
That's the leftist ideology. That's the thing where Crowder was talking about that today, about how they went to a zero tolerance policy for violence, so that even if you defended yourself against a bully, you were in trouble. And usually the guy who won the fight was the guy who got in trouble. So if you beat up a bully because he was constantly bullying you, and then you fought back, you're going to be in trouble. Okay. And the schools have that all wrong. Like
it's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah,
either take a beating physically or take a beating academically.
Look, I was bullied as a child in elementary school.
It shows.
And freshman year of high school, I had to deal with a couple of bullies there. Between what was it? It was between junior year, between junior and senior. And they were like iron. And after I stopped, 9 months later, I laid down just to see how many sit-ups I could do. And I did, what was it? I think 105 without anchoring my legs. Okay. Slightly bent leg. Okay. And that was after 9 months of not doing it. That's how strong my abs got. But I got in better shape, and I started fighting back with it's a bully. Somebody would hit me or something, I'd hit him back right away. Just my arm would just swing out and boom, hit him right back. And I got into a couple of scuffles. No big deal. People stopped bothering me after that.
Well, I didn't take your process. I didn't do workouts and stuff. But one day I did get very upset with somebody, and I picked him up and I threw him down a set of stairs.
There you go.
But here's the thing: the moment I let loose, before I even hit the ground, I couldn't believe what I did. You know what I mean? It's like I was in a state of shock. And the funny thing is, not only did I throw him down the stairs, but I spun him in hopes that would cause more damage.
Ooh.
And instead, what happened was because he was a young guy, we were both like 16 or 17 years old. He just dusted himself off and he walked away. And the gym instructor went ahead and he goes ahead and he goes, go to the dressing room and calm down. That's all I got.
Look, I had one guy. It was I don't remember if it was senior year or no, it was still junior year. He's coming by and he he hits me with his book bag I was walking from the library to the main building, and he hits me with his book bag. I went and I slapped, like backhanded him on the shoulder. He drops his book bag, turns around, starts punching me. So he's punching, and he outweighed me by somewhere between 40 and 60 pounds. Okay, and we hit each other in the midsection for a few moments. Then I see him rear back, so he launches one. So when it hits, I just let it, like, kind of jumped up and let it push me back, and I landed in a ready position. He picked up his book bag and walked away. Never bothered me again. Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
what I'm trying to say is, you can't see. When I was a kid, when I started going to school, my father warned me sternly. And remember, my father was 6'4", okay, over 200 pounds, and he warned me not to get in trouble in school, not to get into fights. That was his main thing. Didn't want me getting into fights. So every time somebody tried to start something, I had the inclination to do something. My fear of my father was greater than anything else, and it stopped me from fighting back. So after a couple of years, I didn't know how to fight back. This started in kindergarten. And by second, third grade, I didn't know how to fight. And all the other kids, they knew how to box and this and that. I didn't know. So I endured that for years until I decided, no, I'm going to do something about it. I learned a little karate on my own. And then later on in my 20s, I wound up going to karate school. But, I forced myself to be able to defend myself.
Yeah,
it was because of bullying. Otherwise, I never would have started lifting weights too if it weren't for the bullies.
Yeah, I didn't start learning martial arts until I was about 20 years old. I was in the Air Force, and I was living in Las Vegas, and I just felt it was a good time to do it. I did it primarily for exercise, and the instructor
to
that
protect
I had,
yourself against those tough escorts.
let me tell you something. The Las Vegas is a very dangerous place. But anyway, the thing is that at least it used to be. At least when I was there, they had one of the highest cases of murder in the highest murder rate in the country per capita.
Well,
So,
probably because of people preying on winners at the casino. They'd wait for them outside to get their money.
well, it's a transient city. So people come and go, then they disappear. And we're talking about 1973, 74 to 76. So we're not talking high tech like today. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff and get away with it. And, those escorts, that was a honeypot, So there was a lot of stuff going on. Plus, the drugs were really big, a lot of cocaine. That was the drug of choice in Las Vegas at that time. That and alcohol. So you had a lot of people messed up. You had, people that were getting robbed, raped, and but that's not the reason why I was taking karate. Was taking karate because I needed to do something. I needed an activity, and it seemed practical. And the instructor of mine, he wrote for Black Belt magazine, which was rather popular at the time. So he had a bit of a reputation. Yeah. So the thing is that he taught me one thing. He said, never put your hands up unless you're willing to kill the other person. And I thought he was freaking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Until years later, I thought about it, and he says, you're absolutely right. Don't put your hands up unless you're willing to kill the person, because you shouldn't be fighting unless it's life or death.
Yeah, they might come at you because you put your hands up, and that was the last straw for them, and now they're going to pound on you.
Unless you're making it too complicated. You put your hands up. You're making it too complicated. In other words, you don't put your hands up unless you have no choice.
Yeah, basically.
Like his thing was,
the hidden fist.
Yeah, but
that's what that's called.
See, that's what a lot of people don't understand.
That was the hidden fist. This is how you bow to each other.
Not to fight, but I must. So
this is how you bow. Yeah, that's how you bow to each other before sparring.
But some people might think your hidden fist as being a hidden technique. Like one school I went to, they said never show your technique. So let's say if you're going to use a craw hand or square punch or chop or gouge or whatever, you hide it behind your back so they don't know what your technique is. That's a hidden attack. So yeah, but I don't know how we got in on this conversation. Every fifth
Well, we're talking
episode,
about
we're
bullies
talking about
originally.
bully days.
What?
He was talking about his bully days and when he had to work out and he kicked some ass and he got his honor back, even though he never lost it. I knew Roy when he was much younger, and he was still annoying then. So you didn't miss anything all those years.
Okay,
But
here we go. 4D chess. Epstein files backfire spectacularly on Democrats. That's in
yes,
in today's Breitbart.
yep.
So
Yep.
Okay, Trump reportedly called police about disgusting Epstein in 2006 and decried Ghislaine Maxwell as evil. That's as far as you're going to get, Democrats, leftists, liars, because the man did not do anything wrong. He was pointing out what was wrong. Ooh, okay, remember the woke Snow White? Guess what? It ended up losing a staggering $170 million.
Well, you know why, don't you? Because the
because
original version. No. I have a joke. Because the original version dwarfed it.
I still remember the original Snow White. I remember watching it a few times. That was a great little film, and it was fantastic the way they animated it. I mean, everything seemed natural the way they did it, the way the characters moved. But that was hundreds and hundreds of what?
This is on Fox News. U.S. military shot down party balloon near El Paso after suspecting drone. Officials say somebody had a party balloon and they thought it was in a drone attack and they shot it down. Well, I guess that works.
Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, during a Breitbart News policy event Wednesday, recounted how the Trump administration had to fight bullshit science to continue driving economic growth.
As I understand it, 65 million people watched the conservative halftime show.
65? I heard it was 6.5 million. That's what the news was reporting.
No, 65 million. So here's the thing.
No, wait. Are you talking about watch the halftime show with Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No. Bad Bunny, he got 100 million. But the thing is that was worldwide. And also, so basically the conservative one, which wasn't actually in the stadium, I guess, they got 65 million, which according to many people is actually superior.
Oh, looks like kids.
Now the interesting thing is that they have footage of while the Bad Bunny thing's going on, people leaving the state, leaving the sitting area in the stadium to just left it. It's just like, and it was quite a bit.
I saw pictures of one woman, a video rather, of one woman in the stands while Bad Bunny's down there. She's got her thing tuned to the other show with Kid Rock on it, and she's singing along with the thing out loud up in the stands by herself.
Is this true? The Democrats are trying to unseat Maxine Waters?
What's that?
Democrats seek to unseat longtime Representative Maxine Waters.
I don't see anything about
this. Is on Fox News.
Okay, I'm not on Fox. I'm on Breitbart here. I haven't seen that. So
this is on Fox News. So the View host addresses fan.
Yeah, all news. Let's see. Whoa!
Holy smoke! There's a small town in North Carolina. It's a mining town, and it seems that they're at the center of America's $10 trillion resource boom. I don't know what that's about. I guess they found they might have found more of that rare earth material.
They're saying hoaxsters are pushing a fake El Paso highway closure memo after Mexican cartel drone incursions were thwarted in El Paso. So those drones were from the cartels.
Okay.
The ones
Israeli
about a minute ago.
Israel formally joins Trump's Gaza board of peace as Iran talks loom.
Oh, Mexico claims it knows nothing about cartel drones on the U.S. border. I know nothing. I see nothing.
Well, you don't want to piss Trump off.
Oh, a Real Housewives of New York City star Jill Zarin was fired from the Golden Life reunion show after bashing Bad Bunny's halftime show. The left turns on its own if you don't march in lockstep with them. Okay, you cannot have a differing opinion. You cannot deviate from the official line. Okay, this is why. And then Democrats claim that the right doesn't think, we have different opinions even among ourselves, and they say, oh, that's disunity, this, that. No, you're in total obedience to tyrannical dictates, and we are using our brains to think for ourselves.
It's called a conversation. Sometimes in a conversation, you're bouncing ideas off of each other. Here's a fun one, and I got a little statement afterwards. Gavin Newsom's trans athlete crisis grows amid massive protest, a championship outrage. So the female athletes are in large numbers opposed to this trans athletes thing, which is kind of funny when you consider it, because if you're a male and you declare yourself to be a trans woman, then I think that you qualify as being a twat. You gotta let me speak.
Mexican cartel drone penetrates U.S. airspace. FAA responds with deadly force lockdown. I still don't see anything about about Mad Maxine.
It says Latino U.S. citizens legal residents sue after being detained during Idaho raid.
They can be detained, but they weren't arrested and they weren't deported. As soon as they proved who they were let go.
Yeah, it's just a money grab. It's what the lawyers want.
Of course, it's a money grab, and it's probably leftist funded. The leftists are funding them to go to court.
It's the freaking lawyers. The lawyers know the atmosphere. They go out and go, "Hey, detained, and you're Latin. That's racist. Let's sue."
Yeah, these are ambulance chasers.
Yeah,
but they're also leftists. These ambulance chasers. They're working with the globalists.
I understand that Melania's movie is a big hit. It's made money already.
It's made the first day or first weekend. It made $7 million. It made a lot of money, and it was, I think, second or third at the box office that weekend. And that's a documentary. Okay, who?
I don't
documentaries
know. I don't know.
Wait. Here's even better. She was. It was only shown in less than 1,500 theaters nationwide. Whereas the competition that she beat out was being shown in 3, 4, 5 times as many theaters.
Okay. I don't know. This is, again, more Fox News. GOP lawmaker shocked after anti-ICE sheriff was stumped by 5th grade civics questions. So the guy's a sheriff. He's kind of like in the business of civics.
Yeah.
And he couldn't answer 5th grade civics questions, like spell president. I don't know.
He's an ignorant leftist. But I repeat myself.
Oh my God.
Here's an
DIE.
Here's an interesting thing. A Norwegian biathlete, overcome with emotion, admits to cheating on girlfriend after earning bronze medal. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
The Chamber of Commerce, of course, which is it's a globalist piece of shit. That organization. It's gone far off the rails from what it was originally intended to be. It endorses the incumbent Senator John Cornyn in Texas Senate primary. Cornyn is the king of rhinos. He is anti-gun. He's anti anything that's decent. John Cornyn has been there too long, should have been kicked out of Congress long ago. And I hope to God the people of Texas kick his ass out this time. Oh, listen to this quote. Tell me who you think said this. Quote, Trump is completely crazy and delusional or just a pathological liar, unquote. Who do you think said that?
Well, okay, first of all, this is a list of people who could be. Whoopi Goldberg. Pocahontas.
Nope. One more guess.
Schumer.
Nope. Bernie Sanders.
Who? Bernie Sanders?
The crazy and completely delusional jerk off. Okay. Oh, here, California. You know how it's in debt for hundreds of billions of dollars, and budget shortfalls. California Democrats just passed a bill to give $90 million to abortion giant Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood makes enough money on its own without our tax dollars. Okay, more than enough money. And Planned Parenthood, let me tell you, black people out there, remind you that most Planned Parenthood clinics are in minority neighborhoods because they were founded by Margaret Sanger, who hated blacks and wanted to basically destroy them as a race, wanted to eliminate them. Okay.
Wait a second. That has never been proven more than 6 or 7 times.
I know, but what do you go? Maybe 10 is going to be the charm. I don't know.
That would be the charm.
Oh,
Yeah. The
Schiff is still fixated on January 6th. He's backing Swalwell for California governor. So they're going from a shitbird who's destroying California to a shitbird who will destroy it even more because he's totally incompetent. Okay. And he's in the pockets of the Chinese. He was spied upon by a Chinese bitch for what, 20 years? And he was on important committees. He should be in jail for treason.
Here's some real news. Yesterday, I was at an event with Scott Janney, and he has officially declared his run for the state of Pennsylvania's Senate in Harrisburg, and not to be confused with the Washington Senate. And I was there.
Senate. Just say state Senate.
Well, that seems to confuse people. I'm telling you, I've been down that road.
Only leftists who don't know, like that sheriff who don't know civics.
No, a lot of people just have difficulty with it. So
you're used to dealing with these ignoramuses. That's why you expect that. Oh, hold on a sec. Let's see if this is Kimberly talking, calling me.
Should we pause?
I can't seem to pause here. You know what? It's an 888 number, and nobody said anything. I found out recently that when you get a number, you're not sure what it is, who it is. You don't say a word for at least 3 seconds.
Nor have any sound in the background.
What?
Nor have any sound in the background.
Right. But
they're testing to see if there's somebody there.
Yeah, and then they will, the AI will automatically dial someone else unless, and then they will ask you, can you hear me? You do not give them an affirmative answer because that's what they want. They can steal your identity. They can open credit cards, take out loans, buy cars and so forth, or even houses in your name. Okay. So, and they'll totally screw up your credit that way. So
right.
If they hear nothing, then the AI disconnects usually and then goes on to the next call, and it will not call you again, hopefully.
Well, no, the thing is that it's following an algorithm. It's going to continue to call what it suspects to be numbers to find out when you're home, when you're not home. This could be done by thieves that want to rob your house or just gathering a database, whatever. The thing is that by not making a sound, like if I get a phone call on my home phone, I go ahead and I basically pause the TV and then accept the call, listen for 3 to 4 seconds, and if I don't hear anybody say hello, then I know that it's not a human call, so I just hang up, and that actually burdens the system because they don't know what to do with that information, so it just messes them up. It's wasting their time. So it's just little things like that.
You know how things are messed up in Minnesota with the fraud and everything? Now the Minnesota GOP gubernatorial candidate drops the campaign after his daughter was fatally stabbed. So even though Walz is stepping down, Minnesota candidate Jeff Johnson has dropped out of the race following the fatal stabbing of his 22-year-old daughter. She was found in her locked apartment on Saturday by St. Cloud police officers responding to a medical emergency at the residence. They say her husband, 23-year-old Dylan Michael Tobler, was found alive at the apartment with what appeared to be self-inflicted stab wounds. They're treating him as the suspect in his wife's homicide. He's in police custody in stable condition at St. Cloud Hospital and will be transported to jail upon recovery. Holy shit. Anyway, so I don't know how many more GOP candidates there are, but somebody's got to step up and keep the Democrats from keeping control of that state. Jeffries and listen. Oh, here. Jeffries, that jackass. He's so stiff. He can't have half a brain even. Unless ICE is reined in, DHS will shut down Friday. What a jerk. Anyway, all right. So what else you got? I've been going through
I
some
got
of
nothing.
this.
Oh,
did you see Mark Ruffalo has joined something about Cuba? Where the hell is it?
Yeah, he's a sellout.
He joins a pro-communist "Let Cuba Live" celebrity campaign. All those fucking celebrities should go to fucking Cuba and try and live there, assholes.
Here's a Zen set. Here's a Zen teaching from Voltaire. Men argue, nature acts.
Yep, that's true. Hey, you know that even Stephen A. Smith knocked Bad Bunny at halftime show. He said it would have been nice if some of the songs were in English.
Yeah. Well, that's why the American viewers, the people that at the event, basically walked away because it was not for the people there. It was for everybody but them.
Oh,
here's I'm gonna read this.
Kid Rock had nearly twice the support Bad Bunny had by people who were interviewed by TMZ in a poll. TMZ probably expected Bad Bunny would get the better thing. 64.5% said Rock had a better show to Bad Bunny's 35.5% before TMZ shut the poll down. Yeah, because it didn't fit your narrative, you little pieces of shit. Anyway.
A heavy snowfall disappears into the sea.
Oh, I heard
Knock
about
on
that.
The sky and listen to the sound.
What's that?
Knock on the sky and listen to the sound.
All right. You know what? I think we're scraping the bottom of the barrel right now.
Of course. That's why I'm reading these. Yeah. One real world is enough. I'm going to keep reading these until you turn it off.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've said what we had to say and maybe a little more.
One more thing. This worked once for us. Slang terms. Remember how much fun we had with this?
Cool. Yeah, let's do some slang terms to finish
44. 44. A prostitute. I don't know why. Rhyming slang for whore. Oh, 44 is sounds like a whore.
44.
44. Yeah.
44.
Okay. Let's see if I can find something interesting here. A gronk. Gronk. Dirt which collects between the toes. Gronk.
It's what that collects between the toes?
Dirt that collects between the toes. Gronk.
Are we talking about toe cheese here?
We're talking about Gronk. Okay. Know your Gronk.
The only Gronk I know that I like is Gronkowski, the former tight end for the Patriots.
Okay. Jockstrapper, an athlete.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
That makes sense, at least.
Yeah, it does. I thought it was going to be something vile.
Juke. I didn't know this. Juke. To coit a woman.
Coit a woman?
Like coitus. Jug bitten. Intoxicated with alcohol.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought I had something
that makes sense.
With, women's breasts, big breasts, jugs.
Mr. Happy, a penis's nickname.
Yes. Don't you want to make Mr. Happy happy?
Yeah. Mr. Groin is a nickname for the lecherous male. Okay. Mr. Jones, W.C. Fields, what? A wash closet or a toilet. Mr. Jones. Okay, got it.
Oh, WC.
Yeah, wash closet. Yeah. Mustard and cress. The female pubic hair. Jesus Christ. Why would you say that?
Mustard and cress?
Mustard and cress? Yeah.
What the hell?
I
don't see the connection there.
Potato head. A stupid person.
Oh, Democrat.
Pound salt up. Yes.
You know what?
Okay.
I got to say something though about Democrats. It's when I attack Democrats, I'm not necessarily attacking Democrat voters, longtime Democrats, blue dog Democrats, people who believe in the same Democrat policies that JFK did, for example. I'm talking about the new Democrats who have taken over the party, who are really communists and globalists. Those are the ones I put down. Unfortunately, I know when I say Democrats, some people will get upset and annoyed that I'm lumping them all into one thing. But then again, Democrats tend to do that with us on the right because all conservatives, all Republicans, whether they're rhinos or not, are lumped in as into the same basket also. So tit for tat.
We have to stop being party centric and start being patriotic. That's more important. If you're
Yeah, well,
patriotic, it doesn't
unfortunately,
matter
the
what.
Democrat Party leaders are no longer patriotic.
And unfortunately, the GOP is going to hell in a handbag.
The
Um,
GOP has no balls. Okay, they have no balls. They have the chance here to improve the country, and they're afraid of what they're going to be thought of. They're not going to be invited to the cocktail parties in Washington that were run by Democrats. Okay, so they're useless. This
but
is
if you,
why a lot of people are fed up with the GOP because they don't do anything when they got the power. They are Democrat light.
well, that's the
New
problem.
Jersey, for example, New Jersey is really disgusting because a lot of party Democrats here suck. I remember one time I was a delegate to a Republican convention that took place down south somewhere. I think close to Trenton. I forget. And we were that was the year that Christine Todd Whitman was was nominated. But the guy in charge of our delegation came up and said, "Okay, everybody vote for this guy instead of, we're going to vote for this person." And I wanted to vote for somebody else, but they said, "No, we got to go as a group to show support." Da, da, da. So I reluctantly went along with that. I'd never do that again. I was in my what 30s, I guess, 20s or 30s when that happened. I would never do that again. Yeah, it was my 30s. Never again. But at the time, I was young, naive. I trusted the party, and yeah. Even though I vote Republican most of the time, I don't trust the party leadership. I love the party principles, but the party leadership doesn't abide by them.
There is a disparity between the organization and the constituency. The constituency is often influenced by the organization, but not as guilty as the organization. Of course, if you choose to be a follower and you follow the wrong person, that's on you. That's still your responsibility. But the thing is that there's plenty of people out there that are moderates, and they look at both sides, and they're sick and tired of both sides. And I think I don't consider Trump a Republican as being a true member of the GOP. I consider Trump as being an anomaly. He's what got squeezed out of this insanity.
Well, he's trying to pull the Republican Party back towards its principles, and they're doing it kicking and screaming.
Right, but at the same time, he also knows that the party is not the primary issue. The primary issue is the country, the Constitution, and protecting the American people as a whole. And that's one of the reasons why Scott Jenney is a good choice for senator, is because when you hear him speak as a human being, not just as a politician, because he's not one, he's very clear-minded, very straightforward. He's got that regular guy approach that doesn't sound like he's trying to sell you a Cadillac. Okay,
Yeah, he's not
just
a politician,
right? And so that's what's really great about him. And so there you go. So maybe we should leave on that note. What do you say?
Well, on that note, we will say good night. Thank you for putting up with our insanity here today, and we will see you next time on The View from Here, Behind Enemy Lines. Remember, please rate and review the show. Give us 5 stars. If you can't give us 5, give us 4. It'll be nice. But help us out and share the show. And we'll see you next time. Adios.
Next time. Bye-bye.